This is a spinnerbait. Today, we're going to take one of these and we're going to make a 1/8 ounce micro version. Stay tuned. Let's start off with a mold. Here I have a poison swingtail jig mold. Now this is a mold I have modified to take wire forms for spinnerbaits. Here you can see where I have cut out the grooves for the wire forms right above the head. For those of you who don't want to modify a jig mold to make your own micro spinnerbaits, you don't have to. In fact, there are other great spinnerbait molds that you can use to make your own spinnerbaits. I just really liked the head design on this poison swingtail, which is why I modified it to make my own spinnerbaits. Now let's take a quick look at my hook selection for this micro spinnerbait. Here I have this Gamakatsu B10S stinger hook. These are actually premium fly hooks, not typically used for making spinnerbaits, but they make some fantastic spinnerbait hooks as well. Now let's pour some lead for our spinnerbait. First things first, let's crack open this mold. Now I'm going to take my spinnerbait hook and I'm going to slip it into my wire form and crimp it shut so it's nice and secure. And I'm just going to ease it here into my 1/8 ounce slot. You'll also notice I have a nice little piece of tape here to keep my wire form from sliding out of place. Now that that's all together, just securely close the mold. And now we are ready to pour some hot lead in here. I'm just going to give the lead several seconds to cool down. It doesn't really take much time at all for the spinnerbait head to cool, and then you can pop it right out of the mold and start cleaning the sprue off and file off any burrs and so forth. Yeah, you can see here this spinnerbait head has poured very well. We'll have very minimal cleanup to do on this head. At this point, the sprue has been cut off and I filed off any burrs or rough spots on the head. And you can see that already, even before painting this spinnerbait, the head looks really good. I'm a firm believer that the better you can get your head to look before you paint it, the better your finished bait will be. Now on to painting this bait. I'm going to be doing a black crappie pattern, so I'm going to start with pearl white as a base. And on top of that, I'm going to add some blue-black vein powder paint from Barlow's Tackle. This stuff is really great. Once it's put on top of a base coat, it takes on a whole new life of its own. And here you see the beginnings of our black crappie color pattern. I'm going to pop this in the oven at 350 degrees for about 20 minutes, and then we'll be ready to put on some eyes. Now our spinnerbait is out of the oven, and you can see that blue-black vein powder paint has really taken on a whole different look after it has cured over top of that white base. So now that we've painted it, let's just put on some eyes. Just a quick drop of super glue in each eye socket. And I'm going to put some pearl 3D eyes on here. I think pearl is just a perfect choice for doing any kind of crappie pattern. They just have that nice iridescence like what crappie are known for. And now, to give this head a little bit more durability, I'm going to apply a coat of Sally Hansen's Hard as Nails clear nail polish. This is going to help lock in the eyes and in some cases even the paint for our spinnerbait, just to give it a little bit more durability. Now on to my personal favorite part of building this bait, tying on the skirt. So first off, I'm going to put on this clear crystal silicone, just about a half tab of that. And this is going to give the belly of this black crappie bait some iridescence. On top of that, I'm also going to be adding another half tab of pearl blue silicone. And whereas the clear silicone gives it some iridescence, this will give it some body. This will make it actually look like the belly of a crappie. So we're just going to get this situated, and then we'll tie in our final piece of silicone. And that is going to be this black and blue crystal fish scale silicone. You can get all of these at Barlow's Tackle. I'll leave some links in the description. But this is going to give us that mottled black and blue scaled look. Now I'm going to take a loop of red thread, and I'm simply going to tie this loop into my collar, and this is going to help me finish off the threads on my thread collar. So once I finish tying in this red loop, I will simply cut off my thread, run it through the loop, and then I will run the loop back through the collar and pull my tag end through there. Now I just need to add some of this water-based head cement, and just like that, our skirt collar is all finished. So now here's a quick look at our black crappie color pattern. At this point, we're almost done with this bait. We just need to add a swivel and a blade, and then we'll have a finished micro spinnerbait. Thank you for joining me as I built this micro spinnerbait. This is actually going to be the first of a two-part video series in which I'll be building these. This is the black crappie pattern, and next video I'm going to be showing how I do a baby bass. And I even have a little surprise color recipe that I'll throw in as well, showcasing one of my favorites to throw for creek and river bass. Again, thanks for watching. If you like what you saw here, please subscribe to my email newsletter on my blog at jiggazuplurcraft.com or subscribe here to my YouTube channel. Thanks!